Hello everybody, welcome to AI Football Prediction Lab, Europe's most trusted prediction channel. My name is Tyler, your AI-generated host. We've got an incredible episode for you today. Our experts have analysed the top matches from Europe's four major leagues, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A and Ligue 1, all taking place on Saturday, May 3rd. They'll be sharing their most valuable predictions with you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram to see our winning picks. The link is in the description. So without further ado, let's jump into the show. We start with the Premier League. Stay tuned.
Hello everybody, Luca here. Great to see you again. In this episode, we'll talk about the upcoming matches in the Premier League and Italian Serie A. I've analysed the games and I'm ready to share my predictions. Both leagues have 4 matches on Saturday. Let's start with the Premier League, then move on to Serie A. In Saturday's first match, Aston Villa host Fulham. Last week, Villa surprised everyone by losing 3-0 to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup semi-final. Now their only goal is to finish in the top 5 and qualify for the Champions League, and they can still do it since they're just 3 points behind 5th place Chelsea. That cup loss must have hit the team hard, so I expect them to come out strong in front of their fans to make up for it. Fulham, just 1 spot behind Villa, probably won't make the Europa League, but the Conference League is still possible. They've been inconsistent all season, win 1 week, lose the next, and they almost never draw. In fact, their last draw was back on January 5th. Villa have lost just once in 17 home games this season. With the Champions League on the line, I think they're closer to the win. But just to be safe, I'm going with Aston Villa double chance. Next up, we have Everton versus Ipswich, a match between 2 teams with nothing to play for. Ipswich are already relegated, while Everton secured their safety weeks ago. Since David Moyes took charge, Everton went on a great run, staying unbeaten for 10 games. But in their last 2 matches, they lost to City and Chelsea, without scoring a single goal. Now they'll want to get back on track with a win in front of their fans. Ipswich, on the other hand, have nothing to lose. Their players are under no pressure and will be looking to enjoy themselves and maybe impress potential new clubs. I don't think they'll sit back. We should see open, attacking football from both sides. That's why my prediction is over 1.5 goals. At the same time, Leicester City host Southampton, 2 relegated teams with nothing left to fight for. Still, both sides will want to say goodbye to the Premier League in the best way possible. Southampton's relegation was clear long ago. They never really looked competitive this season. For Leicester, the dream lasted a bit longer, but it's over now. Just a few weeks ago, there was still hope, but they couldn't pull it off, and next year, they'll be playing in the Championship. Club legend Jamie Vardy has already announced he's leaving, and he'll want to give the fans one last win before he goes. Leicester haven't won a match since January 26th, and if they're going to break that streak, this is their best chance. They're up against the league's weakest team. I think Leicester will go for the win. Will they get it? I'm not sure, but at the very least, they should avoid defeat. That's why my prediction is Leicester double chance. Southampton might also grab a goal, especially in the last few weeks. Since their relegation was confirmed, they've been trying to play more attacking football. In the final Premier League match of the day on Saturday, Arsenal will host Bournemouth. Bournemouth enjoyed a fantastic run of form from December to February, but then experienced a significant dip and lost several matches. However, they are currently unbeaten in their last 4 games. Arsenal, on the other hand, are fully focused on the Champions League. They lost 1-0 to PSG in midweek, which disappointed their fans, but the tie is still open as they head to Paris, believing in a comeback. Given the importance of the semi-final, it's unlikely the players will be fully focused on this league match. My prediction is Bournemouth +2 handicap. Even if they lose, I don't expect it to be by more than 1 goal. Besides the focus issue, Arteta may rest some key players for the PSG clash, which could further benefit Bournemouth. They might even find the net. Now it's time for Italy, Serie A. Saturday's action kicks off with 2 matches played at the same time. Let's start with Cagliari versus Udinese. Just a few weeks ago, Cagliari were dangerously close to the relegation zone. However, thanks to a few important wins and the failure of the teams below them to collect points, they've now pulled away from the danger zone. It would take a miracle for them to be relegated now. They'll comfortably finish the season. On the other hand, Udinese are in terrible form. They haven't won in their last 7 matches, losing 5 of them, and more importantly, they've failed to score in their last 4 games. Especially Udinese will be desperate to put an end to this terrible run, and their performance against Bologna last week was actually encouraging, although they couldn't score. Given all of this, my prediction is Udinese to score over 0.5 goals. They might not win the match, but I believe they will find the back of the net at least once. In another match kicking off at the same time, Parma will host Como. Just 6 or 7 weeks ago, Parma were only 2 points above the relegation zone, but thanks to their recent consistency and fighting spirit, they've completely turned things around and are now unbeaten in their last 7 matches. They look like a completely different team. On the other hand, Como also come into this match in excellent form. They've won each of their last 4 games, and I want to repeat what I said about them weeks ago. Como could become one of the strongest teams in Italy in the coming seasons. They're backed by a major investment project and are clearly building something big. Playing away to an in-form Parma side will be a real challenge for them, and their winning streak might come to an end here. However, I still believe Fabregas' team will find the net at least once. My prediction, Como to score over 0.5 goals. In the third match of the day, league leaders Napoli will travel to face Lecce. It wouldn't be wrong to call this the most important match of the day. Lecce are dangerously close to the relegation zone. Only 2 points separate them from the drop. Napoli, on the other hand, have taken full advantage of Inter's recent poor form and now sit at the top of the table, 3 points clear with just 4 matches remaining. Napoli may not have the most talented squad in the league, but their discipline, team chemistry, and the experience of their manager Antonio Conte have pushed them towards the title. This is a massive game. A win here would be a huge step toward the championship. Lecce, meanwhile, know that from now on, every single point matters, no matter who the opponent is. They haven't won a match since January 31st, and while they likely won't go all out for a win here, I expect them to fight hard for a draw. Because of the high stakes and pressure on both sides, I think we'll see a cautious start. My prediction, no goal in the first 10 minutes. For those who are more confident, a Napoli win could also be considered. In the final match of the day, Inter host Hellas Verona. After a rough 10-day spell that cost them the Coppa Italia, Inter are now 3 points behind Napoli in the title race. If Napoli continue winning, the Scudetto might slip away, but Inter will keep pushing until the end. Under normal conditions, this is a match Inter should win comfortably. Verona don't have the tools to truly challenge them. However, Inter's attention has clearly shifted to the Champions League. They responded well against Barcelona with a 3-3 draw last Wednesday, and with the second leg coming up, rotation is likely. Fatigue could be a factor, both physically and mentally. Still, they must win to keep the pressure on Napoli, and I trust their experienced squad to deliver. My prediction, Inter to win, but if they don't, it wouldn't shock me. The Champions League seems to be the real priority for them right now.
Hello everyone, my name is Bill. First of all, I'd like to thank Luca for his insightful analysis of the Premier League and Serie A. In this section, I'll be sharing my predictions for the Spanish La Liga and French Ligue 1 matches taking place on Saturday. Let's begin with La Liga. La Liga's Saturday action begins with Alaves hosting Atletico Madrid in a key match for the home side, who are just above the relegation zone. Alaves have picked up 4 points from their last 2 matches and are fighting hard to avoid relegation. They have shown great resilience recently, especially against stronger teams. Their last 5 games were low scoring, averaging under 1.5 goals. Despite injuries, they've earned valuable points and are usually solid at home. Atletico Madrid, sitting comfortably in third place, have no major injuries but lack consistency. Their recent struggles in attack, particularly the poor performance away to Las Palmas, raise some concerns. On paper, Atletico are the stronger side, but Alaves' urgency and motivation could level the playing field. The home team will give everything for at least a point, and their strong defensive setup may frustrate the visitors. My prediction? Alaves +2 handicap. Even if they lose, it's likely to be by just one goal. Let's continue with the Villarreal match. Villarreal host Osasuna in an important La Liga fixture as they fight to secure a Champions League spot. With 55 points, Villarreal currently sit just above Real Betis in the standings. Real Betis played a tough match against Fiorentina during the week, and because of that, they could drop points this weekend due to fatigue. This gives Villarreal a great opportunity to widen the gap. Villarreal also have a strong home record. They are especially dangerous in attack when playing at home. Osasuna unbeaten in their last 5 league matches. They are pushing for a Conference League spot. Despite some injuries in defense and midfield, they continue to play attractive football. With their rivals facing Real Madrid, this match is also a big opportunity for them. Both sides are likely to attack, and a lively game is expected. My prediction: over 1.5 goals. In a crucial fixture, Las Palmas, battling to stay in La Liga, host Valencia. The home side have 5 players, whose availability will be decided close to kickoff, while Valencia are missing 2 key defenders. Las Palmas have shown resilience in recent matches, often aiming to keep games low-scoring. When they stay focused, this strategy works well. They'll approach this match with caution as well, but they'll still be aiming for all 3 points. Valencia, on the other hand, are in good form. They are unbeaten in their last 8 matches and have significantly improved their attacking play after a poor start to the season. However, this could be one of their toughest away games in recent weeks. A loss would narrow the gap between them and Las Palmas to just 4 points, which could raise pressure. Both teams will likely begin cautiously, as neither can afford early mistakes. It's a vital match for both sides, and we expect a balanced, tactical start where each team will try to feel the other out. My prediction is no goal in the first 10 minutes. In the last game of the day on Saturday, Valladolid will host Barcelona, the biggest title favorites. Barcelona have a few injury concerns, but their squad is deep enough to cover for those absences. Valladolid have earned just 1 point from their last 13 matches. They have nothing left to fight for and are simply playing out the season. Barcelona are facing a busy schedule, but this is by far the easiest fixture left for them. Next week, they'll face Inter in the Champions League and then take on Real Madrid in El Clásico. They certainly don't want to drop points before such a crucial period. Barcelona are expected to control the game from the start. It will be difficult for Valladolid to create chances early. That is why my prediction is Valladolid to score no goals in the first half. On Saturday, in the opening match of Ligue 1, Strasbourg, who are unbeaten in recent weeks, will host Paris Saint-Germain. Strasbourg have dropped out of the Champions League spots after some recent draws, but they haven't given up hope. They still have a strong chance. They also have no injuries or suspensions going into this match. Paris, meanwhile, played a tough Champions League clash earlier this week. That match exhausted their key players, and some of their stars are expected to be rested given the fact that they've already secured the league title. Beyond the physical fatigue, the team's full focus now appears to be on the upcoming second leg against Arsenal. Strasbourg have only lost once at home. They usually score while conceding very few, and they'll stick to the same strategy here as they continue chasing a Champions League spot. Normally, you wouldn't want to face PSG when you desperately need points, but given the current situation, if there's ever a good time to face them, it's now. Paris will likely have their minds on the Arsenal match during this game. That's why I don't think they'll be able to score 3 goals against a well-organized and fully focused Strasbourg side. My prediction, Paris Saint-Germain, under 2.5 goals. In another Ligue 1 match, mid-table sides, Toulouse and Rennes, will go head-to-head. Toulouse have suffered some defeats in recent weeks, but they've still managed to score in most of their matches. They'll be missing 4 players for this match, but with a solid attacking line and the support of their home crowd, they'll be aiming to find the net again. Rennes, despite having a strong squad on paper, have delivered inconsistent results this season. In fact, Rennes haven't drawn a match since October, making them one of the most unpredictable teams in the league. given both teams' positions in the table and the fact that neither has anything significant to play for. An open attacking match is expected. My prediction: over 1.5 goals. Let's move to Saint-Étienne game. Saint-Étienne are fighting to avoid relegation, while Monaco are battling for a Champions League spot. This match is absolutely crucial for both sides. Playing at home is an advantage for Saint-Étienne. Their solid performance against Lyon also showed how focused they are when playing in front of their own fans. However, the absence of several key players may cause problems both in attack and defense. Still, there's no doubt they'll give everything they have to get at least 1 point. Monaco, on the other hand, have a much stronger squad, and they will take this match seriously, as there's just a 1-point gap separating them from their closest rivals. One slip could cost them their Champions League spot. However, playing away from home and missing a few players could make things a bit more difficult for them. With so much at stake, a tight and hard-fought battle is very likely. While Monaco will push for all 3 points, Saint-Étienne will fight with everything they have to survive. They don't want to say goodbye to Ligue 1. Monaco may still come out on top due to their superior quality, but even if they win, I expect a narrow scoreline. Probably no more than a 1-goal margin. My prediction: Saint-Étienne +3 handicap. Thanks for watching. Now it's time for the top prediction of the day.
Hello again, everybody, and thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. It's now time for the top prediction of the day. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your football-loving friends. And now, here it is, today's top prediction.